Ron Howard's story begins far from Hollywood, in Duncan, Oklahoma, in 1954, in a modest home where dreams often felt larger than the walls around them. Born to Gene Spiegel. Howard and Rance Howard, both young actors chasing opportunities, Ron grew up surrounded by the quiet determination of parents who refused to let failure define them. His parents, hoping for a break in Hollywood, took the bold step of moving west with almost nothing, carrying little more than hope in their ambition. They squeezed into a tiny apartment where every expense felt monumental, yet their resolve never wavered. From an early age, Ron understood the value of hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance, lessons that would later shape his choices and career. First steps into the spotlight. Ron's entrance into acting was almost accidental, yet it marked the beginning of a lifelong journey. At just 4 years old, he landed a small role in the journey, an early indication of the potential the world would soon recognize. But it was at age 6 that Ron truly became a household name, stepping into the role of Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show. From 1960 to 1968, his gentle smile and natural charm brought warmth into millions of living rooms, turning him into one of the most beloved child actors of his generation. Despite the early fame, his parents remained grounded, saving almost all of his earnings while living simply off his father's acting jobs. They wanted to ensure that Ron's childhood success did not compromise the stability of his future, teaching him the balance between opportunity and responsibility. From childhood to teenage stardom, as Ron grew older, the spotlight shifted, but his path remained unpredictable. Teenage years brought their own pressures, long gaps between roles, auditions that didn't pan out, and the constant question of what the future would hold. In 1974, however, Ron's life changed again when he took on the role of Richie Cunningham in Happy Days. Overnight, he became a national favorite, a symbol of American youthfulness and charm. Fame and fortune followed, yet Ron never let the accolades cloud his perspective. While other young stars were swept up by the allure of celebrity, Ron found himself increasingly drawn to what happened behind the camera, the way stories were crafted, how scenes came alive, and the invisible artistry that transformed words into cinematic moments. The question that changed everything. Even at the height of his acting career, Ron wrestled with a persistent question. Was this all he was meant to do? It wasn't dissatisfaction with acting nor a rejection of success, but rather a quiet, insistent pull towards something greater, something only he could define. While his peers sought the next big role, Ron began observing, learning, and imagining. He became fascinated with the process of directing, the challenge of vision, control, and storytelling from a perspective beyond the lens of an actor. This curiosity simmered quietly for years, growing into a force that would ultimately reshape his career. Leaving acting at its peak. In 1980, with Happy Days at its peak and doors of opportunity wide open, Ron made a decision few expected. He stepped away from acting. The news shocked colleagues, bewildered producers, and fans alike. Many questioned the wisdom of leaving a successful, financially rewarding career behind. Yet for Ron, the decision wasn't about risk. It was about authenticity. He felt a calling to direct, to take the knowledge, discipline, and insight he had accumulated over decades of acting and apply it to creating stories from his own vision. Walking away from acting was not an end, but a new beginning. It was a leap of faith toward a future that would define him in ways the world had not yet imagined. The early days of directing Ron's transition from actor to director was remarkable in its immediacy. His early works, including Splash in 1984 and Cocoon in 1985, demonstrated a precision and creativity that quickly set him apart. Audiences flocked to theaters, and critics recognized the clarity of his vision. He had an innate ability to blend storytelling with emotional resonance, turning seemingly simple plots into experiences that lingered long after the credits rolled. By this point, it was clear that Ron Howard was no longer just a former child star experimenting with new roles. He was a filmmaker with a distinct voice, one capable of touching hearts and captivating audiences on multiple levels. Founding Imagine Entertainment. The next milestone came in 1986 when Ron co-founded Imagine Entertainment with Brian Grazer. The company became a symbol of creative and business ingenuity, allowing Ron to shape content from start to finish. Imagine Entertainment didn't just produce films, it became a cultural force responsible for projects that influenced the zeitgeist. From feature films to television, from mainstream blockbusters to critically acclaimed stories, Imagine provided a platform where Ron's vision could thrive. Ownership gave him freedom, security, and influence, tools that turned his talent into a legacy. Iconic films and cinematic legacy. Over the years, Ron Howard continued to create films that left a lasting mark. While Splash and Cocoon established him as a director, Apollo 13, Parenthood, and later A Beautiful Mind cemented his place among Hollywood's elite. A Beautiful Mind in 2002 became a defining moment in his career, earning him both Best Director and Best Picture at the Academy Awards. The film showcased his ability to merge technical mastery with emotional depth, revealing a filmmaker who could handle complex narratives while maintaining accessibility and heart. Through each project, Ron's work reflected a meticulous balance of artistry and universality, a hallmark of a career built on both intuition and discipline. Triumphs behind the curtain. On the surface, Ron Howard's life appeared flawless: critical acclaim, financial success, and enduring influence. Yet behind the glamour, his life included challenges that money and fame could never resolve. His family faced struggles that demanded resilience, patience, and compassion. His younger brother, Clint, battled addiction for years, wrestling with cycles of substance abuse, legal troubles, and personal setbacks. These difficulties tested Ron and his family, requiring constant attention, tough love, and unwavering support. The journey was far from easy, but it reinforced the importance of family, responsibility, and the strength that comes from facing adversity together. Loss and grief. Even as his professional life flourished, Ron faced profound personal losses. His mother, Jean, passed away in 2000 after long-term health struggles, leaving a void that success could not fill. 17 years later, his father, Rance, succumbed to illness and heart failure, removing the final pillars of his early life. In 2023, Cindy Williams, a cherished friend and confidant from his earliest work on American Graffiti, passed away, leaving another emotional gap. These losses reminded Ron, and everyone who followed his story, that even extraordinary lives are intertwined with human vulnerability, grief, and moments of quiet heartbreak. A family anchored in love. Amidst the pressures of Hollywood and personal loss, Ron built a family life that became his anchor. On June 7, 1975, he married Cheryl Alley, beginning a partnership that has lasted nearly 5 decades. Their relationship, grounded in love, trust, and mutual support, stands out in an industry notorious for instability. Together, they raised 4 children: Bryce Dallas, Paige, Jocelyn, and Reed, nurturing them with normalcy and care far removed from Hollywood's glare. Bryce Dallas Howard emerged as a talented actress and director, while Paige and Jocelyn explored theater and film, and Reed pursued golf alongside creative endeavors. The family shared laughter, meals, and quiet evenings together, building a private world that balanced the public demands of Ron's career. The philosophy of giving back beyond cinema, Ron Howard's vision extended to philanthropy. Through the Ron and Cheryl Howard Family Foundation, he supports arts programs, children's hospitals, education, and veteran initiatives. This commitment reflects a belief that success carries responsibility, not just to entertain, but to contribute meaningfully to society. His charitable work has allowed him to touch lives far beyond the silver screen, demonstrating that impact can be measured not by applause alone, but by service and empathy, wealth, vision, and security. Financially, Ron Howard's career has been exceptional. His net worth, estimated at $200 million, stems from directing fees, his stake in Imagine Entertainment, and smart investments. Yet, the numbers only tell part of the story. True wealth for Ron has been the ability to control his career, nurture his family, and create work that resonates across generations. His vision and careful decisions exemplify a rare combination of creative brilliance and strategic acumen, proving that longevity in Hollywood requires both talent and foresight. Legacy of a storyteller. Ron Howard's life is a testament to evolution, courage, and vision. From a child actor in Duncan, Oklahoma, to a beloved teen idol, and ultimately to a celebrated director and entrepreneur, he has never stopped reinventing himself. Each transition from stepping away from acting to building. Imagine Entertainment has been informed by curiosity, discipline, and a commitment to authenticity. He has demonstrated that success is not simply fame, but the ability to create, inspire, and sustain both personal and professional fulfillment over decades. Lessons from a remarkable journey. Ron Howard's story teaches that risk, when aligned with purpose, can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Leaving acting was not abandoning fame. It was embracing a path that matched his talents and ambitions. His ability to face personal struggles, maintain family integrity, and continue innovating in a highly competitive industry speaks to resilience, foresight, and human decency. Beyond the accolades, awards, and fortune, Ron's life highlights values that resonate universally: perseverance, humility, love, and the courage to follow one's heart. Continuing the journey. Even today, at 71, Ron Howard continues to create. His projects, films, documentaries, and initiatives under Imagine Entertainment reflect ongoing energy, curiosity, and passion. He remains a mentor to emerging filmmakers, a collaborator in meaningful storytelling, and an individual whose influence extends far beyond Hollywood. Across 6 decades, Ron Howard has evolved from a child star to a filmmaker, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and cultural icon, leaving behind a legacy defined not only by talent, but by the depth of his character and the care with which he has lived his life. Conclusion. From Duncan, Oklahoma, to the pinnacle of Hollywood, Ron Howard's journey has been remarkable. It is a story of perseverance, reinvention, and courage, a reminder that true success involves balancing ambition with compassion, vision with patience, and public achievement with personal fulfillment. He has faced adversity, loss, and the inevitable challenges of life in the spotlight, yet he has emerged as a storyteller, a visionary, and a human being committed to both his craft and the people he loves. His legacy is not measured solely in films, awards, or wealth, but in the lives he has touched, the stories he has told, and the example he sets for those who dare to follow their own paths with integrity, heart, and courage.